Ashport News Network Special Report. Good evening. I am Michael Brooks, and tonight we take a look back at the events, controversies, and challenges that defined the past year. For many citizens, the past 12 months have been marked by uncertainty. Across the nation, communities have continued to adapt to a world shaped by enhanced individuals. Heroes remain symbols of hope and public service. Vigilantes continue to divide public opinion. Villains remain an ongoing threat to public safety. Yet for many residents of Ashport, the question is no longer whether these individuals influence our lives. The question is how much. Over the past year, local officials have repeatedly requested additional support for enhanced related incidents. City leaders have pointed to increasing demands on emergency services, aging infrastructure, and the growing complexity of investigations involving enhanced individuals. While officials maintain that Ashport remains a safe city, many residents believe resources are being stretched to their limits. That concern has become increasingly difficult to ignore. One of the year's most significant controversies involved the continued activities of the vigilante known as Deathsman. For supporters, Deathsman represents a willingness to act where others cannot. Residents in several neighborhoods credit the vigilante with preventing criminal activity, assisting civilians during emergencies, and responding to incidents before authorities could arrive. Critics argue that no individual should operate outside established legal frameworks, regardless of their intentions. That debate intensified earlier this year following a highly publicized confrontation involving Deathsman and unidentified tactical personnel. Witnesses reported extensive property damage during the incident. Several vehicles were destroyed, including one vehicle that caught fire during the confrontation. Multiple buildings sustained damage, and portions of the affected area remained closed for days while repairs were completed. Though no fatalities were reported, several individuals required medical treatment. Officials declined to comment on the identity of the tactical personnel involved. The incident reignited debate regarding the role of vigilantes in modern society. Supporters argued that the confrontation demonstrated excessive efforts to apprehend an individual who had repeatedly assisted local communities. Critics countered that the level of destruction itself illustrated the dangers of allowing enhanced individuals to operate without oversight. The controversy did not remain limited to Ashport. In Northgate, a separate incident involving the vigilante known as Vengeance produced similar concerns. Like Deathsman, Vengeance has attracted both supporters and critics. Reports from Northgate describe a fugitive who frequently intervenes in criminal activity and assists civilians during dangerous situations. At the same time, local officials have expressed concern regarding independent operations conducted without authorization or coordination with law enforcement. The Northgate confrontation resulted in significant damage to public and private property. Though details remain limited, reports indicate multiple structures were damaged and several participants suffered injuries. As in Ashport, no fatalities were reported. As in Ashport, questions remain unanswered. The similarities between the two incidents have fueled speculation regarding broader efforts to address vigilante activity nationwide. Neither local authorities nor federal agencies have publicly accepted responsibility for the operations. Requests for comment were not returned. Beyond the vigilante controversy, another story has continued to attract attention from investigators throughout the year. corporate security breaches. The first occurred at Therapeutic Technologies, a medical research and development company headquartered in Ashport. According to company representatives, intruders successfully entered a restricted research area and removed what was described only as a developmental prototype. Details regarding the device have not been released publicly. Security footage reportedly provided little useful information, and investigators have declined to discuss specifics of the case. No arrests have been made. Several days later, a second major theft occurred 25 miles away in Northgate. Mitchell Electronics reported the theft of advanced electronic components from one of its secured facilities. Company officials described the stolen technology as highly specialized, but offered few additional details. As with the Therapeutic Technologies incident, investigators have announced no suspects. Authorities have not publicly linked the two cases. Nevertheless, the similarities have attracted considerable attention from analysts and security experts. Two targeted technology thefts, two advanced research companies, two unsolved investigations. For now, the questions continue to outnumber the answers. And yet, many of the year's most significant cases remain open. The relationship between heroes, vigilantes, and government institutions remains equally uncertain. Public trust in heroes remains high across much of the country. Polling conducted throughout the year indicates that citizens continue to view heroes as important contributors to public safety and emergency response efforts. Vigilantes remain far more controversial. To some, they represent dangerous examples of unchecked authority. To others, they represent individuals willing to help when traditional systems are unable to respond quickly enough. The divide is particularly noticeable in communities that have directly benefited from vigilante intervention. One Ashport resident interviewed earlier this year summarized the issue simply: when something goes wrong, people don't care what category you belong to, they care who showed up. Statements like that continue to fuel debate among lawmakers, officials, and citizens alike. As another year comes to a close, no clear resolution appears imminent. Yet not every city has faced the same challenges. Crosshaven, while certainly not immune to enhanced related incidents, has experienced significantly fewer major confrontations than either Ashport or Northgate. Property damage remains lower, response times remain shorter, public confidence remains higher. Many observers point to one obvious difference: the hero known as Lumina. For years, Lumina has remained one of the nation's most recognized heroes. Her cooperation with local authorities, rapid response to emergencies, and visible presence throughout Crosshaven have earned widespread public support. Critics occasionally question whether any community should become overly dependent on a single hero. Supporters argue that Lumina's record speaks for itself. Whatever explanation one prefers, the results are difficult to ignore. Crosshaven continues to face challenges, but those challenges have not reached the levels currently seen in Ashport or Northgate. Whether the difference can be attributed to leadership, resources, geography, policy, or the presence of a hero remains a matter of debate. What is not debated is that communities across the nation continue to seek solutions. They seek safer streets, stronger infrastructure, better support, and answers to questions that remain unresolved. As this year ends, investigations continue, thefts remain unsolved, the debate surrounding vigilantes remains ongoing, And cities like Ashport continue to hope that additional help will arrive before existing resources are pushed beyond their limits. For Ashport News Network, I'm Michael Brooks. Thank you for joining us for our year in review. Good night.